All right, all right, all right. We're back at Angie's Angles. Uh, Good afternoon, everybody, or good evening. It is 8:30 on August the 21st in the year of my Lord 2025. We are coming to you live from Smoke Therapy, 215 Ronkonkoma Avenue, Ronkonkoma, New York. Clark, what's going on? You are making me interstitial. Ladies and gentlemen, Angie's Angles fans, mark it down on your calendar, August 21st, 2025 at approximately, I guess it was approximately 7 o'clock. The New York Mets have been eliminated from any postseason play for the year 2025. I am not going to be surprised if we go into Atlanta and go into Philadelphia and go 0 for 7. And my friend Kevin Elliott, whose birthday was yesterday, so happy birthday, Kev. Harold, what's going on? He made a good point. How important was one Jose Iglesias last year? How important was that guy's upbeat attitude? Never say never. Always had a positive outlook on the game. How important was he to the New York Mets? Who's he with now? San Diego? How's San Diego doing? Now, granted, listen, you got Tatis, you got Merrill, you got Machado, you got Dylan Cease, although he's not pitching phenomenally. It's the clubhouse atmosphere that one Jose Iglesias brings to the table. And that can't be undersold. We're going to put the Mets on the back burner, and it's not even on simmer. It's ice cold. The back burner is ice cold for the New York Pirates, also known as the New York Fool's Gold. They get you. They hug you. They bear hug you into a false sense of security. Now, we were kind of in the same position this year as we were last year. But this team has no heart. Their manager sucks. Mendoza. The hitting coaches. They need to go. You know what I do? I let Marte go. Put him on DFA. Designate him for assignment. Let somebody pick him up. He'll be somebody's bench player. Have a team pick him up. He's hot. He's batting .340. But the Mets are done. They're going on the back burner, and we're not even turning it on. Instead, we're going to focus tonight on Satan. Not to get all silly and crazy and whatnot. But I call my ex Satan also, FYI. Rob Manfred. I don't know if he says things to throw it out against the wall to see if it sticks. He has passed some rules, although it was the rules committee, and we already dissected that on Angie's Angles a bunch of podcasts ago, where it was all tainted. It was all set up for failure in terms of the baseball fan. Rob Manfred wants to eliminate the National League and the American League as we know it. He wants to put the New York Mets and the New York Yankees in the same division. He wants to give Atlanta Braves, the Marlins, Tennessee expansion, Charlotte expansion, and another has-been team, the Marlins. Oh, they want to put the Mets and the Yankees in the same division as Boston and Toronto. And here's the underlying factor. He wants to do this to protect the players' travel schedule. These multi-millionaire crybabies. I don't want to go to the West Coast. I don't want to travel and come back home and just have a day. Nick Troiano. The New York Mets are giving me an absolute agita. We don't deserve the postseason. Lady Gaga is the perfect distraction tomorrow. Nick, I don't know if you joined me when I started the podcast, but the Mets are done. They're cooked today. Their season officially ends. Bring up the young guys, for God's sakes. Give them a month and a half to show what you have in the minors. Now, here's something curious, right? So the Pirates are calling up Bubba Chandler, and I'll get back to Manfred in a second. The Pirates are calling up Bubba Chandler. Number one pitching prospect in baseball, 7 overall, and the kid has got a 4.05 ERA in AAA. I mean, come on, guys. Who's doing the rating systems here? I don't care if they say the guy's got a big arm, he's a big-time player, he's being compared to Roger Steroids Clemens. I don't give a crap. You can't have a 4.05 in AAA and be called the number one pitching prospect when we have Sproat, Tong in our minor league system, throwing lights out. Now we got McNeil with a bum shoulder. We got Brandon Nimmo. Brandon Nimmo sucks. Hashtag Nimmo sucks with a stiff neck. Add that to the plantar fasciitis, and how's that $180 million, $160 million 8-year contract looking right about now? Let's get back to Rob Manfred because that's the focus of Angie's Angles tonight. Somewhere on some paradise beach, one Bud Selig, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I would give my left arm right now to have Bud Selig back as commissioner, and I'll tell you why. Call him a used car salesman, call him a ham, call him whatever you want. The man loved baseball. He loved the tradition. He loved the rivalries. Those words, realignment, would never come out of Bud Selig's mouth. Not today, not yesterday, and not tomorrow. Rob Manfred is single-handedly ruining baseball. Now, we have one caveat that we can hang our hat on, possibly two. The Major League Players Association needs to approve any expansion and or realignment, but more importantly, the owners do. And I personally, for one, cannot see the Met owner and the Skanky owner agreeing on same division play. I just don't see that happening. It's like making an announcement that there's no more separation of church and state. You can't do this. You just cannot combine the Mets and the Skankies. You can't combine Kansas City with Cincinnati. You cannot do it. And let's talk about expansion for a minute. Baseball's already watered down. I mean, you're lucky if you have a 1 and 2 start of quality substance on any given team. Now you're going to go to expansion. And you're going to bring in more watered down talent. Chicago's right. The Cubs and the White Sox. Good one. Right, Clark. What's the point of having divisions anyway? Especially 4-team divisions. Now what? The playoffs are going to expand to like 10 teams, 12 teams. I am starting a coalition, and I've already Googled and searched it. How to create a protest on Facebook and get signatures. And I'm begging you, I implore everybody watching Angie's Angles to sign up. Heads are rolling in graves as we speak on what Rob Manfred has done, what he has bastardized the game of baseball to, what it's become. I'm waiting for the safety base to make an appearance, for God's sakes. You just cannot combine the American League and the National League. It was bad enough that we took the umpires and combined them. Now, American League umpires are umping National League and vice versa. That was the beginning of the end for that. And I have to start questioning, and I'll pull up Brett Milletta. Brett Milletta is over in the Philippines laughing right now at me. He goes, Ange, I try to teach you, I try to show you that baseball is nothing but a numbers game. And initially I understood what he said, but my heart wanted to disagree strongly. Is that what baseball is to me, to you guys, to you ladies? Baseball is a revered sport, a sport with iconic history, iconic records. So you no longer have an AL Cy Young, an NL Cy Young. You just get one award. What are you going to say? Now every division is going to have a Cy Young candidate award, maybe, perhaps. I am hoping against hope that Rob Manfred just wanted some press, some free press. And boy, has he gotten it. The pros and cons for his suggestion are running about 80% against and 20% for, and that 20% scares me because Jim Bowden is supporting the realignment. How can any baseball man or woman with a sense of history endorse that? That's my question, right? How do we do that? Yes, Mark Brooks, my brother from another. The interplay is disgusting as well. I mean, you used to have the mayor's trophy game against the Mets and the Skankies that didn't count towards the standings, and they sold out that game. It's for bragging rights for that year. Can you imagine the Mets, Skankies, Blue Jays, and Red Sox in the same division? Can you just fathom that for a second? And I'm not poo-pooing the Mets' ability to hang with those guys. The Juan Soto experiment has died. It's died before it even started. The guy's about to be batting in the 230s any day now. 230. And I called it. Go back to my podcasts. I said he's not that far removed from his play in San Diego and the Nationals, where he batted a meager 241, 27 home runs, 62 RBIs on that season. He's not a $750 million player. David Stern, Steve Coe. I say no. It was Jim Bowden, not Booten. It was Bowden that said it, Harold. I don't have a quote for Booten. Hey, Joe, thanks for joining us again. I appreciate you coming back, buddy. The Skanky fans warned me about Juan Soto. I was against signing Juan Soto. I would have taken him at the right price, i.e., maybe a Lindor, 10-year, $310 million contract. But we more than doubled it and gave his family goddamn suite, for God's sakes. They're having a fiesta every day in the suite. They're taking naps. They're putting their feet up on the sofas and laughing while counting the $750 million that the Soto family will thrive on for generations to come. But Brett Milletta would remind me, Ange, it ain't your money. It's not your money. He's right. It's not my money. It's not his money. It's our money. It's us showing up at the ballpark, buying the merchandise, paying the ridiculous parking prices to watch a game unfold before us when our guys, when we hit, we don't pitch. When we pitch, we don't hit. I've wavered about Pete Alonso. I've wavered. And history is very important to me. And I want to say that we should make every effort possible to sign Pete Alonso for one reason and one reason only. He is now the home run leader for the franchise. Prodigious home run leader. Prodigious. Outside chance of 500 home runs. If you recall, we are last in our division with a home run leader. The Marlins, Giancarlo Stanton, has more home runs as a franchise player than the New York Mets do in their storied history since 1962. Granted, Pete's going to take over that and put us fourth in our division. And eventually third. And I don't think he's got a shot at catching the Phillies, Mike Schmidt, at 548. He definitely will not catch Hammer and Hank Aaron, the all-time home run leader, in my humble opinion, because I don't recognize Barry Bonds. I really thought I was going to lose my voice tonight, but I've realized, and I thank Brett Milletta for this, and to an extent Kevin Elliott. I go home from the cigar lounge after a Met loss, and somebody eloquently put it on Facebook. The Mets were able to snatch a defeat when they had victory in their sights. And they're finding different ways to do it every single night. Every night. Soto and his 24 solo home runs, 25 solo home runs, representing 25 RBIs out of his 68 that he has. The Mets are cooked. They're done. Cohen apparently has enough money to throw away to Soto. So eat Mendoza's $1.5, $1.2 million contract. And can we get somebody that's got fire in their belly, please? They caught him on camera tonight talking to the pitching coach or John Gibbons. I don't recall which one it was because they're both irrelevant, chuckling, laughing as the Mets were losing the ball game. Was it a chuckle of embarrassment? Was it a chuckle of despair? We tried the skanky experiment a couple times. We had Randolph and we had Mendoza. Can we please bring somebody in that either has Met history background or any other team, and I don't give a crap who it might be. I mentioned last week that Ray Knight fits the mold and model of what I'm looking for. Ray Knight never met a fight he didn't like. Can it be possible that Mendoza's lost the clubhouse? Now, I saw a couple people on Facebook post Senga's a fraud. He's not a fraud. Senga's pitched very well for the New York Metropolitans while he was pitching. I think they've read the. I think they've watched the video, the opposing teams, and learned whether or not he's tipping off his ghost pitch. And he's kind of shied away from the fastball. He's got a sneaky fastball, and I think he's a little gun shy to throw the fastball in key situations. But Kodai Senga needs to go to the video room also. And he needs to see what's going on. Somebody needs to step up and do some homework with these guys. I don't see a horizon for the New York Metropolitans unless we see what we have in the minors. Bring up both Sproat and Tong. Bring up Gilbert. Bring up your guy. Did we lose Gilbert? I'm so flabbergasted I can't even keep track anymore. Mark Brooks, tell her to warm up the vocal cords. Party's over, Mark. This realignment is worse than the Ghost Runner, and that's saying a lot. The Ghost Runner is abysmal. And here's what ticks me off the most about the Ghost Runner. And it's simple accounting. For every debit, you must have a credit to balance the books, right? Or to show a profit or loss. You have too many debits and not enough credits, you're in the red. If you have debits and a lot of credits, you're in the black. But the Ghost Runner, and I'm pretty sure you all know this, if the runner from second scores, the batter gets credited for an RBI. However, the pitcher that gave up that hit where the runner scored, it doesn't affect his ERA. Did you guys know this? How is that baseball? Bob Gibson, Nolan Ryan, Randy Johnson, Tom Seaver in his grave. They got to be shaking their heads. They got to be shaking their heads. Yes, Joe, let's bring them up. And bring up Tong and anybody else you think has some ability. Make Soto your DH. Get him the hell out of right field. Soto now becomes your DH, and hopefully we save his health because, we're concerned about their travel distance. Nimmo with his plantar fasciitis and now his stiff neck, the hell out of here. Go out on the field and earn your $20 million, will you please? Can somebody please? Hey, Maureen, what's going on? Maureen Davis joined Angie's Angles. Thank you, Mo. It's awful. It's absolutely disastrous. I'm sick to my stomach about the New York Mets. You all know I bleed blue and orange. This is my wardrobe. My wardrobe only changes for weddings, wakes, and work. Otherwise, this is what I wear 24/7. On another note, Clark wants to add, did you see where Alcantara was actually allowed to throw 114 pitches last night? Could have got another inning or even finished the game. Gone are the workhorses in the pitching world. They don't exist anymore. Nolan's Ryan strikeout record will never be broken. Not ever. You'll never see another 300 game winner. Not ever. I mean, Shomanea couldn't get out of the fourth inning. He left 4 2/3. He couldn't get out of the inning. And then, of course, vaulted bullpen spit the bit. Now, I've seen a lot of people scream about Ryan Stanek, get rid of him. You know, Ryan Stanek has been overused this year. It's his last year, anyways. No, Mark, I'm wearing a Darryl Strawberry jersey tonight. Me and Darryl have some history back in the day. So I figured maybe let me pull out the Strawberry jersey to give the Mets a little oomph. Because there's another guy that didn't find a fight he didn't like, whether in life or or between the lines. Mark it down. I'll reiterate, August the 21st, 2025. Darren McCassie, Sean McCassie, season's over. Put a nail in the coffin. We're done. We're going into Atlanta, where they're going to throw retreads at us. And I wouldn't be surprised if they 2 or 3 hit us. I got to be honest. The Mets are cursed in Atlanta. And then we go to the Philadelphia for 4 games. I'm laughing. 4 games we're going to Philadelphia. I have 0 aspirations that we're going to even show up. I mean, you might as well throw the Mets against the Little League team. I'd say it's a 50-50 chance that the Little League team wins. You know why? Because those kids play for the love of the game. And that's lacking in that Met dugout. Enough with the posing, with the sandal, with this and that, and start posing when you start winning. Stop celebrating until you reestablish yourself as a powerhouse in the National League East. And try to savor it, because if Manfred really has his way, that's going by the wayside also. And for those astute watchers, yes, I dyed my hair. It's a little bluish. I guess that's where the little old ladies get the blue hair from. I dyed my hair black. When the application went on, it was jet black. And I've had black hair. I've dyed my hair black once before, and I disliked it. So instead of letting it sit for 10 minutes, I let it sit for 5. And I rinsed it out, and it kind of gave it a bluish tinge. So the white streaks, I was really thinking about going orange, but they don't deserve my attention. They need to come back and show me in Atlanta and Philadelphia that 7 games, if we go 5 for 7, I'll come back and say, okay, we have a shot. I don't think we go 2 and 7. I'm calling a sweep. Atlanta's going to sweep us, and then Philadelphia is going to kick our asses. I defer. We're going to the prayer circle. Harold Atkins, we're hoping that your oral surgery, you're all recovering from that. Terry Sanchez, we're praying for your mom's legs and keeping your mother-in-law and your uncle's memory in our hearts. Antoinette Brooks, My sister from another mother. We're praying for your mother, for your brother Mike, who's in need of a kidney, and your sister-in-law, who was in a car accident. Clark, kudos and continued prayers for your son and your new daughter-in-law, Christina. Linda Stein, again reiterating wishes for peace on earth for humanity. We're also praying for yourself and your dad, young lady. Scott Tobias, we're praying for your entire family. Mark Brooks, remain vertical, my friend. Kevin Elliott, we're praying for your health challenges. The Krause family, we have Aubrey in our prayers as she continues to remain in remission from the C word. Deb and Lee down in Maryland, we're praying that Lee's cancer goes away. Marianne Bella out in Las Vegas, we're praying for your mom. Larry Levy, good news on your wife remaining in remission with her cancer. Frida. Mr. McGowan, sir, coming to you live from Smoke Therapy. We got your back, my friend. Ralphie was back at the Smoke Lounge. Happy to see Ralph after a month absence dealing with his injury. Continued healing, my friend. Pete and Shani down in Florida, we're praying for you guys. Tom, as you recover from severe pneumonia. And we're praying for Big John, who just found out he's got a clot in his leg. So he's on Eliquis. We're praying for some strong healing there. And Joe, we're going to add you too, Joe. Thanks for letting us know. Joe's in the hospital. He's got blockage in the heart. Joe, we've got you in our prayers, my friend. And from the hospital bed, Joe's signing on to Angie's Angles. We appreciate you, Joe. And while this is maybe a personal plea, let's pray for the statehood of baseball. Let's pray that the owners and the Major League Baseball Players Association take a strong stand firm against realignment. It can't happen. If it happens, I don't know if Angie's Angles is going to survive. I have to tell you. I put all my heart, my love, my energy into these podcasts. And for what? To watch records no longer be records, to watch the iconic history of baseball just be swept under the carpet because Rob Manfred thinks he's smarter than all of us. Watch out for my petition on Facebook. It's coming. I'm learning how to do it. It'll be up this week. Please, if you feel like me and believe like me, sign it. Voices matter. We have a voice still. As long as I have a breath in me, I will fight to the end to save baseball. I don't need the accolades. I don't need the fanfare. I'll be very happy to watch baseball like it should be. Spinangi's Angles coming to you live from Smoke Therapy 215 Ronkonkoma Avenue, Ronkonkoma, New York. Good night. God bless. I love you.